Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kansas City and the Kauffman Center. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and be with us here today.
Kansas City is a great city, but it can only be greater when we deal with issues like these, to make our commitment to our children and move forward and work even harder for them.
There are a tremendous number of young people across the country that need safe and stable housing, and that we've got a moment in time to really innovate and figure out what those young people are going to need, what's going to get us the resources to actually address that issue, and to listen deeply to young people that have experienced homelessness.
Youth engagement should be reframed as youth collaboration. I think that's a part of seeing the value of lived experience in this work.
That they are the expert of their own situation, that they understand uniquely, right, what they've been through and how they were affected by that. Also understanding that they can also tell you their own needs as well.
Well, I think what these kinds of gatherings do is it actually starts to create and build on an existing momentum, right? So we have an opportunity to hear what's happening across the country, and then it gives regions like Region 7 here, with all the states that are gathered here today, the opportunity to think about the kinds of things that they can move forward based on what's happening in other states.
We listen to their situation. We listen to what they want, what they need, and then we figure out from a program standpoint, how can we help? The big thing is, just keep doing what you're doing. You all are amazing. You're here. You want to make a difference, and you're doing it every day. I don't want to take your toys. I just want everybody to be able to play with the toys so that we can all work together and make it a cooler sandbox.
And unfortunately, for too many young people in the child welfare system, the day they turn 18 is the year, that is when they are drenched in fear, because that's the day when in the eyes of this nation, they become fully responsible and accountable for their lives with no support, no family, and imagine trying to do that.
Youth who are teenagers in the foster care system should be engaged around what are your plans for adulthood? What supports do you need? How are you going to be best equipped to be successful? Do you know how to budget? Do you know how to get a job? Do you need somebody to lean on? Who are you going to call at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Ensuring that chronic adversities like homelessness and poverty and mass incarceration and microaggressions and homophobia are included in that definition of trauma.
You know, there are those definitions, those requirements that kind of lock us into the services or to the funding that we're allowed to do, or that's our niche, right?
Those different definitions, and why does the definition matter? I mean, if you are homeless, even if it's for one night, you know that. You're feeling, I don't need a federal agency to tell me that. And indeed you don't. What you need, however, a federal agency to tell you is if you are entitled to federally paid for services. And that's where the difficulties come up. If we know, and we know here in Kansas City, that literally every year hundreds of young people between 12 and 18 are on the streets and unable to find a safe place. That's our responsibility. And we have to say our young people must be protected. That means we come together and we develop a plan for each youth that allows them to navigate through the system and that provides the resources. And I know they're here.
So we're building lots and lots of relationships, and we are that village, wrapping our arms around those students because we want them to be educated. We want them to come to school every day. They want to be there because they know that school is that safe, stable place for them.
I think it's important to remember how much young people, first of all, screw up, sort out living their own lives, learning their own lessons in that period of time. And in working in this field, we have to afford our young people those same exact freedoms. To be young, to maybe feel a little bit entitled, because they are entitled to their basic needs. They are entitled to housing.
And hopping from home to home, living on someone's couches, that while a perfectly reasonable way to live, if that's your only option, you do deserve a place to stay that is comfortable and is permanent.
It's not just about youth to youth or adult to adult, it's about us coming together. And some people call that family, some people call that work, whatever you call it, This is our community.
Our work needs not only the voices of young people, but also like the hands and the hearts and the minds of young people. And so thanks for taking time to listen to us, and thank you so much for what you have to say.